Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to continue my Let's Play Cao Cao in Total War 3 Kingdoms. Now, full disclosure before I start, this is currently spring of year 194. So last turn it was winter 193. One thing I really need to note is this is actually a brand new campaign compared to the previous one. And the reason for that is because if I click load game, I was playing that previous one and I actually got to turn 28, right? So that was actually, I think, 2 hours worth of additional play. The recordings, unfortunately, for those 2 hours, corrupted. So what I ended up doing was I quickly went through these first 19 turns once more, and this time around, I made sure that if I'm saving the game, there will be pre-turn saves. So this way, I am guaranteed now to have a save that I can load to in case it corrupts yet again. Because unfortunately, the other playthrough, I'm completely stuck, right? I'm all the way on turn 28. I'm so far ahead that you'll miss a lot of what happened in this playthrough. So as a result, I decided to just restart and jump into the very similar situation as in the previous playthrough. So let me just quickly go over this situation right now. What has changed? One big thing that has changed is I am actually a turn or two behind. I have not conquered Tao Ying's Pingchen farmland yet. So I will do that next turn. So I am slightly behind compared to that previous playthrough. The other massive change is, let me just zoom back. I did the same thing with Yuan Shui in terms of, you know, starting a trade agreement with him and so on. But he clearly noticed that my army was on my eastern front and declared war on me. And in declaring war, he also sent an army into my territories. So the Chen Commandery, my farmland to the west, is under threat. And I don't see how I can protect myself. This army, he just declared war last turn and sent this army in right away. And this army is pretty much close to a full stack. I have, even if I raise up a new army right now, because they won't be healthy, they would still be mustering, so I wouldn't be able to fight them off as a result. So I'm not willing to do that. So I'm going to end up losing this settlement, this farmland, to Yuan Shui, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about that. Other than that, another interesting change is if I take a look at this territory here, which is the former capital, I believe. Yeah, the former capital of Luoyang, which was burned. It was rebuilt by a different player. So in the previous game, I think it was rebuilt by Yuan Shui. Jeez, I'm having problems pronouncing that name. And this time around, it was rebuilt by Liu Bao. So he somehow has control of Luoyang instead. So that's another little change, right? He does not have those 5 territories. He has 4 instead and declared war on me. And the very final change is, because it's a new game, I have different heroes from before. On a very interesting note, I'm not sure how this happened, but I was able to recruit the legendary general, Protector of the West, Ma Teng. So he's actually a really, really good general. I think he's supposed to be a leader of his own faction, you know, with an incredible armor that gives plus 18 instinct and a good spear and so on. So I'm really not sure how he left his faction or whatever. But in any case, he's joined me. I'm not complaining about that. So yeah, this is my, rather than the green style general, I now have Ma Teng as another general. But other than that, you know, Shi Yi is the same. Guo Jia is the same, my strategist. And yeah, so everything else is reasonably similar to that previous playthrough. Alright, so this is my current status, you know. My western front is in trouble. My eastern front, I still need to finish conquering Tao Ying, and I have formed, just like before, I have formed, what's it called? With Liu Bei, I have formed a coalition. So he is my ally. Oh, one other little change. Huang Shao, who Liu Bei had conquered in the previous video, he's not conquered yet. So there's an enemy to my north too. So this playthrough is actually much more challenging than the previous one. You know, just I've been slower to conquer, and also there's just more enemies on my borders. Alright, so with all that covered, let's begin. Let's continue with this campaign now. And for this turn, I had just conquered Pengchen, the city of it. So this army cannot really march any further. I cannot seize the farmland just yet, but I will next turn. Other than that, I have to give up the Chen Commandery farmland. But I will have to raise up a new army at this point. Otherwise, if he conquers this and keeps invading me, I'm going to be in serious trouble. So let's begin raising up a new army. I really do want to raise up Ma Teng if possible, but look at that cost. He costs 7,650 gold to raise up his army of 2 soldiers. So these Huang marauders are incredibly, ridiculously expensive. So that is not an option. I could raise up him though, the strategist, Guo Jia. And other than that, you know, I need to find more generals because Ma Teng is just too expensive. Oh, one last thing that is also another change. In the previous playthrough, I had married the heir of Liu Dai, and in this playthrough, I completely forgot to. I wanted to do it this turn, but it seems like she's already been married off to someone else. So there's no one in Liu Dai's faction who can be married anymore. So lots of changes, I guess, which some good, some bad. So, in terms of raising up an army, right? I'm looking at these generals and none of them are particularly good. I was so excited about recruiting Ma Teng, but it ended up being I can't actually make him form an army for me because his soldiers are so darn expensive. So I'm stuck. So he is going to end up being a court noble rather than a military leader for quite some time as a result. And it really hurts, I have to say. Well, we'll see. Right now I do have 2 strategists, which are both good for archers. So maybe what I'll end up doing is I'm going to change up my armies.
Bring news of what occurred.
In fact, I think that is what I'm going to have to do, right? I'll probably have one of these leaders shift over to towards Chen.
Who calls?
And then I'll raise up a strategist for this army as a result.
Who is at the gates?
So let's do that. So let's first move this retinue outside, right?
Caution.
And then if I change him to marching stance, he can start marching.
Gather your strength.
Actually, let's not. No. He needs to heal. So he will start marching
Our fire needs
towards the Chen Commandery,
we are burnt
but
out.
he's gonna stay as is.
Home gladdens the
Over
heart.
here, I will recruit the new leader, Guo Jia.
There is cunning in caution.
And I'm going to remove this
The
farmland
earth grows again.
because he doesn't need something that gives expertise and income anymore, since he's not becoming a leader. So rather than that, I need him to have as much cunning as possible. if there is a weapon that gives cunning, and there isn't. So, expertise or authority. Doesn't really matter. We'll leave it as is. And then this item gives more authority, none of which is particularly useful for Guo Jia. So we'll have to leave him pretty much as is. I will actually throw in a trebuchet under his command. And crossbowman. So he's going to become my archery leader. And Cao Cao will probably need more cavalry if I can afford to recruit them. These tiger and leopard cavalry are really expensive. Look at that. 3,600 gold to recruit. And it's the basic ones, not even the heavy version, right? So instead of that, I'll stick with the cheapest unit, the mounted saber militias, I think. It's just too expensive to recruit. I want to, but I can't afford it. But you know, yeah, so replacing this saber infantry with mounted saber, and I'll replace one of these archer units as well with another mounted saber.
The population is stable.
So that took out basically all my gold and my treasure and my income as well. But with this upgrade, you know, I can actually keep an army for defense. All right. Other than that, let's look at my assignments right now. Let's reassign Lady Bien to the Chen Commandery, I think. Actually, before I do that, my court position just rose. I'm now a second Marquess. So why don't I make Lady Bien the administrator, right? To get more income. That'll help reduce, you know, construction costs, building upkeep, and everything. So let's do that, and I'll confirm her as an administrator in Chen. So there we go. Other than that, I should assign a chancellor, and I'm just going to make it. I think the strategist might be the best option. Doesn't really matter who it is, because it's the position effects that matter. But I guess I would want someone who is not that happy in my faction right now, right? So let's take a look. So obviously, Guo Jia is not that happy right now with 16 satisfaction. So he is definitely the one I'm going to assign the position. So let's select this and confirm it. And that should raise his happiness. So there we go. Now he has a decent amount of satisfaction. And other than that, you know, so everyone is more or less satisfied in my faction. I really should need to figure out a way to use Ma Teng though, because I did not expect him to be so expensive to turn into an army. Well, he can reduce mustering and increase replenishment rate. So he will have a use. So let's assign him. Let's see. Well, Shi Yi, let's assign. I don't really want to assign to Yingchuan, which is just a single city with level 1 buildings. So instead, let's select Chen first and assign Shi Yi here for 75% more income via commerce. Right? That will help because of this building, the horse exchange, giving 100 commerce income. And actually, there is also a horse exchange here in Yingchuan as an interesting note. But other than that,
China is
let's see.
not its oppressive warlords.
I need to assign Ma Ting somewhere, who will reduce mustering time and so on, right? And it's only in the local commandery. Well, the army that I have here right now is mustering up, so probably the best place to assign him. So let's do that. I can choose between mustering or conscription. I don't know which one would be better. For now, I guess let's do conscription, because I guess this army is a little bit damaged.
How fair the people.
Nature's reach spreads in all directions.
Yeah, so there we go. Alright. Finally, I have a new reform choice. And the best reform option here is, I think, is Master of Ceremonies, because public order. I want more income, but public order is just as important. So I'm going to choose that one. Because,
For the people.
for example, you can see here, my public order is quite low here. Similarly, Chen is barely positive, and Yingchuan is at 6. Public order can be at a max of 100, so might as well start letting that grow and increase. Alright, so that's everything for this turn. So let's end my turn.
Let us concentrate our power as one.
And it's asking if I want to invite Tao Ying into my coalition with Liu Bei. Who is Tao Ying? No. Tao Ying is the guy I'm killing right now, so heck no.
We patiently await your answer.
Yuan Shao wants one of my farmers. I'm not going to accept that one either.
So be it.
And as expected, Yuan Shui attacks. I might as well just fight the battle and see what happens, but I'm gonna get crushed. If nothing else, the fact that he has 3 generals will crush me. But you can see here as well, the forces that I have under my command are all pretty injured. Right? They're not fully mustered either, so I'm expecting to lose this fight. But hopefully I can do as much damage as I can to this army, which will buy me some time, right? So let's see. Let's group up all my combat units into an infantry line. And give them a formation. There we go. Next is cavalry on one branch, and then the archers. And that's it. So here we go. I'm going to wait for them to charge my ranks, so why don't I speed things up? This is not going to go well, that's for sure. Alright, their cavalry is moving along the flanks to hit me. Let's reduce the speed now, back to normal. And send the spears off to the enemy cavalry. His archers have more range than mine, it looks like.
Make ready. Prepare.
Because he's using crossbows.
Spearmen. To attention. Run, run.
Oh.
Run. Spears to hand. ready! Cavalry, stand ready! Attack! Take heed, warriors! Do not relent! Strike! Unleash fury! 10, swordsman! Archers
There we
at 10.
go. Combat engaged.
Bows! Make ready! Ready to ride!
I'm already seeing a lot of my forces dying left and right. So this battle is not going to go well, that's for sure.
Bowmen! Our warriors run! Craven dogs! Ready!
Oh yeah, my battle line's already melting too.
Our men are running! The spineless cowards!
Yep. So everyone's just about to flee at this point.
Ready! Archers! Arrows! The time has come! Ready, bows! Stand ready!
Oh yeah. And it's a decisive defeat. No surprise there. So, really? Yuan Shui betrayed me very quickly and conquered the farmlands of the Chen Commandery. But, you know, more wars are being declared amongst other factions. Wait. Did he just declare war on me? No. Oh, no. Okay. So Liu Bao ordered Kai Mao to declare war on Sun Jian. Okay. There we go. And yes, Yuan Shui has seized my farmlands. Whatever. This doesn't really affect me. So if we take a look though, Yuan Shui, being the arrogant opportunist, right, being very treacherous, clearly saw my western front as being very vulnerable and seized my territories as a result. Not good. Alright, so I am sending one of my armies westwards as a result of that.
10
So,
to war!
Xiao Houyan marching west. I need to raise up a second army of infantry to support him. So, I really need a green type character, if possible, like him, right? Except this guy is 40 and his resolve is actually quite low. Right, and I don't really like this superstitious thing either. So, although he does have modest, which reduces the retinue upkeep, so he might be worth using after all. He's not the greatest character, but you know, being old and all these things, but the fact that he reduces the retinue upkeep by 15% is huge. Right, one of the biggest things I'm struggling with is income. And if he can reduce the retinue upkeep, that's big.
Channel passions.
Let's see, other than that, right? I just want to take a look at what his abilities are.
The forest scent is refreshing.
Resourceful, additional campaign movement, and reduced desire for higher office. So, yeah.
I return. How fair the people.
Well, in any case, I need to finish seizing control of my commandery, which means attacking
For the people.
Ping Chen.
Strike true.
And they predict a decisive victory, so let's get started.
Like the mighty bamboo, we endure and thrive.
It is time. Our unified strength cannot be overcome.
Flow like a mighty river, unyielding in the drought.
Interesting.
Let no odds dampen our zeal. Victory shall be ours.
Alright, so here we go. So,
The time has come.
my battle line has been reduced in size, as a quick note,
Stand ready.
because I replaced a lot of the battle line units, right? On the other hand, my archer forces have increased significantly. Right? So let's group up, I guess, all my cavalry on one flank. Why don't I do that? And that way I can select all my archers and group them up in the third group. And actually, let's just group them up like that. And the trebuchet has extreme range compared to the archers. So the trebuchet should allow me to force the enemy to attack my lines. And they actually have flammable rounds. So let's tell it to launch those flammable rounds at the enemy.
Spearmen, attack. Catapults, attack.
So let's see how this goes. Trebuchet sending those flammable rounds up. And it just slams into the enemy, crushing, killing off a whole bunch of them, just like that. So really powerful rounds. Normal rounds, they don't have that explosion. So that explosion is huge in terms of getting kills.
Fire upon them! Rain down missiles!
The time has come.
And the crossbows having that extra range compared to regular militia archers is also helping. Let's tell the crossbows though to kill off enemy archers.
Burrows. Let missiles
And at this point I'm going to order my cavalry to hit them.
Spears to hand.
Let's send the... Oops! Nope, nope, no, no, no. This is my battle line.
Our men
Hold
are
formation.
spotted. Group up.
Let's tell them to charge the enemy battle line and have my cavalry rush the enemy archers.
Kill them. Cavalry. To battle. Unleash fury. Do not relent. Show no mercy.
So there we go.
Take heed, warriors.
Alright, that's enough from the catapults. I don't want them to kill off my own soldiers.
march quickly. Body.
Look, the enemy run. Craven. Go, go, go. Move out quickly. Strike. Charge.
Uh-oh.
Faster. Run.
Alright, there we go. Let's tell them to stop firing now.
Faster. Double time.
Ready. Attack.
Yeah, with this, it's basically over. So, trebuchets offering incredible power with those explosive rounds. In fact, it's enough power that I can consider removing archers from my army completely. So that's something to think about. Just use a few more trebuchets because they seem to offer more damage than the archers ever do. And also, trebuchets are considered a siege engine too. So, lots of
From the
convenient
roots
aspects
to
to
heaven.
using trebuchets. Alright, let's occupy this farmland.
They will thank us.
So, very rapidly, I have seized full control of the Ping-Chan commandery. Just like that. And now all that's left is to conquer Donghoi from Taoying.
Cannot. Bring news of what occurred in my absence.
There we go.
Fire had abated.
So, other than that, my income has dramatically dropped now. You can see I have 143 income. Barely enough to raise up a new army, in truth. So I don't know what to do. See, this guy, he seems like he has a full army to start, right? A full retinue, which means his deployment cost is sky high, 5,000. So I can't even afford to recruit him, even though I need an infantry leader. Although I could use a guard type character too. That's the other option, right? Well, we'll see. For now, they're not crossing the border yet, so I can kind of hold off on that. Let's continue.
Let us concentrate our power as one.
Invite who? Kong Rong. And this guy, Kong Rong, is... I don't see him anywhere. Oh. He's this guy. Is it this guy? Well, fine. Whatever. Let's accept.
As you wish.
But Kong Rong rejected. So much for that.
You need a firm guiding hand.
Alright. Dong Ming wants me to become their vassal? For peace? No.
If you
I know who Dong Ming is. Dong Ming is the tyrant Dong Zhuang has died. So it's his remnants of his faction. So that's why I'm at war with them, because I was at war with Dong Zhuang. So now I'm still at war with Dong Ming. And the yellow turbans have been eliminated. Interesting. Oh, a new child. Cao Zhen. So, let's see. When I open the family tree, there's now 4 children of Cao Cao and Lady Bian. So my family is growing. The next generation of leaders. Alright, moving on. Let's see. So I still need to finish off Taoying, who has actually retreated his forces back into his capital.
I return.
I'm going to wait because this army is still healing up, right? They're still replenishing. So once they fully replenish, I'm going to attack.
Absolutely not.
And I'm going to move.
Nothing will stop us.
Yep, Xiaohou Yuan towards the capital. In fact, why don't I just...
Be ready to move.
Yeah.
Resume standard stance.
Other than Noble Borf, there's nothing happening this turn. And my income can't really support raising up another army. But I could do some construction. But given how little gold is in my treasury right now, I'd rather hold on to it. So that's it for this turn.
Strong hearts will win the future.
Another character invited to our coalition, Yuan Chao. I'll accept it, but I don't think they will accept.
Your choice.
Yeah. So they reject joining our coalition.
We would not be your enemy.
Aha. This is interesting. So Kong Rong is offering me a non-aggression pact and they're willing to pay me money. Sure.
Considered offers produce effortless pacts.
I'm perfectly willing to accept free money. Uh-oh. Not good. More invasions coming in on my western front. So, what's this? A swordsman in your realm is known to be unbeatable, and you've enjoyed many evenings watching him defeat challengers in fighting matches. However, one evening, he is challenged by a peasant armed with a simple homemade bamboo staff in place of a sword. The warrior scoffs, but the peasant's fighting style is unknown to him, and he is soon laid low by the deft movements of the staff. You contemplate this, and conclude that flexibility is the greatest weapon against chaos, and it is time you yourself studied a new skill. Cool. So I got a new item for it. Discourses of the State. Nice. Interesting event. So, 2 new items actually. A clay pig and Discourses of the State. New leader that I can recruit. Again, full retinue, which means I can't hire him. I don't have the gold to. The only way I can hire someone is if they have like a retinue of 2 soldiers, so that they're cheap. Like this commander. But yeah. Well, let's just wait for now. How big is this army that invaded my frontiers? Not too big. Just 2. Which means if I can get this army into place in time, between that army and the garrison here, I should be able to crush them. Hopefully anyways. But this army from Yuan Shui, yeah, another army from Yuan Shui marching, presumably towards my Chen commandery territories. Ah.
No.
Not good. Just not good at all. So
I cannot.
I'm going to try to quickly crush Tao Ying and then focus my efforts against Yuan Shui. That's the only thing I can do right now.
Home gladdens the heart.
Fortunately, this has pretty much fully healed. So let's get them in.
Shout fury! To arms!
I'm going to start the battle very shortly. For now, I'm just going to continue the siege, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Ma Teng to leave the Pingchen commandery. And I'm going to assign both Ma Teng and Cao Ren to Chen. There we go. Final thing I'm going to do is start giving some items to my heroes, right? Ma Teng is being an administrator type character, so why don't I give him one of these items? One of these characters, followers, to increase what he does. For example, extra food production would be useful, right? So there we go. Let's let Cao Cao. Wow. He has a really, really nice item, the Art of War. And this item actually came from Ma Teng, right? 8 authority, 8 satisfaction, and it gives a whole bunch of formations. But yeah. Problem is, he doesn't really have any soldiers that can use those formations right now. So I'll just give him this Discourses of the State instead. He loses a bit of authority, but he gains the corruption reduction. So there we go. Lady Bing could use this Art of War item. You know what? Let's give the Art of War item to... Maybe give it to Xiao Ho Dun, because he's leading the infantry soldiers, right? So by giving it to him, my infantry gains formations like circle, hollow square, and wedge formation. So why not? There we go. Other than that, is there any accessory for Xiao Ho Dun? Sure, why not give him the wooden fish? And this is income from industry. I don't really have any industry buildings, so even if I assign it to someone, it's not of much use. So, good enough, I suppose. All the items that I should assign have been assigned. The other items increase authority, and authority only really matters for your faction leaders and so on, right? So, there we go. Alright. So, quickly need to crush Taoying and then start moving my armies back to the west, because I'm bleeding territories right now. Yuan Shui is crushing me, just absolutely hammering me. Alright, so
For the people.
let's begin this
Focus your
battle.
rage. All of China will benefit from our success.
Only through their defeat can China know peace.
A stranger tide washes upon our shore.
Now, friends! Together, let us claim victory!
There we go. Alright. So let's take a look at this city. Clearly nothing of the walls should be demolished at this time, but I'm just taking a quick look. Yeah, so all the walls are okay. But it looks like attacking from this direction may be the best choice, because it's the closest to this square that I need to conquer. Right? And most importantly, there's only one archer tower here. So yeah, I'm going to attack from this direction. Let's have the catapults crush this tower, right, arrow tower, then I'll crush the walls and then march in. So other than that, let's group up my infantry, formation, and force group. There we go. Next, my cavalry, all of it. And then my archers, without the trebuchets. I'm going to put them ahead of my infantry line. And finally the trebuchet. Alright. So let's have this take down the arrow tower first. This is not going to be a good fight because they're defending from walls and they outnumber me. Let's actually throw the flammable rounds. I think that's better than throwing the standard rounds, even against buildings like the archer tower. And I'm going to speed this up a bit for now, because otherwise it looks like it's going to take too long. Doesn't seem to be really doing any damage to the tower. Although this fort wall, on the other hand, is taking a lot of damage. So why don't I crush the wall first? Because I just don't know how much ammunition I have. I at least need to break down the wall so that I can break through, right? Okay, there we go. So these stone standard rounds destroy walls. And the flaming...
Their walls crumble
yeah.
into the breach!
And I guess the flaming rounds are meant to destroy buildings and whatnot. Yeah, the tower is just not going down. So let's stop with that. And instead do flammable rounds on, I guess, archer units, right? So I'm just going to rely use up all the ammunition on this trebuchet first.
The enemy unit flees! What cowards!
Almost out of ammunition. Just one last volley. There we go. And I'm out of rounds. Alright, so let's begin the battle at this point.
The time has come!
It's time to march my army forward.
Prepare! Cavalry, attack! Ready!
Take heed, warriors! Archers, prepare! With speed!
So let's move my archers into range now. Crossbowmen to shoot their archers.
Archers! Bowmen!
Bowmen up.
Volley!
And infantry line forward.
With speed!
And my priority really is to take control of this arrow tower, because otherwise I'm going to take... These arrow towers do a lot of damage if they're left to fire. It's like archers with unlimited arrows.
Spears ready! To battle!
So that's going to be the orders, marching orders for that group.
Attack! Strike them down!
Battle line is going to charge
The
forward.
time has come! Double time! Run!
A comrade is being attacked!
Ready! For China! Make ready!
Our general is engaged in a duel.
Take heed, warriors! Swordsmen! Attack! Raise spears! No mercy! Cavalry, stand ready! To battle!
Bring
Prepare!
my cavalry in as well.
Enduring as the earth!
And I'm going to use Cao Cao's unyielding earth ability.
To battle! Steel yourselves! Fight! Spears! Show no mercy! Feel yourselves! March at the double! Kill them! Fight! Horses! And die!
I will crush you for this insult!
The enemy general is fallen! They were no match! Archers, attack! Missile, fire!
Crossbowmen! Take them down!
Take aim! Stand ready! Charge! Unleash fury! Attack! Do not relent!
Alright, so it looks like the battle's going well.
Attend
I
these
think.
spearmen!
Other than the fact that I'm losing ridiculous numbers of soldiers to this.
The enemy warriors are running! Ha!
Mounted soldiers!
There we go. Got soldiers on the walls. I think I'm slowly capturing this now.
Come on! Surely you can do better!
I dearly hope your blade is sharper than your wit.
That should save me quite a few soldiers at this point.
Go! Go, go, go!
Double time!
Attend!
The enemy
Duel
unit
going on,
flees.
but neither
Cowards.
character seems to be taking any damage. Alright, let's get...
Charge! Strike! To battle! Unleash fury! Make ready! To attention! Move out quickly! Does battle wear you out?
Oh, how witty! How very witty!
So I guess they're not fighting because they can't get beside each other to attack? Oh man. Yeah, they're just standing here looking at each other. It's kind of ridiculous.
ammunition.
Oh well.
Swordsman, ready!
Whatever. Okay. So let's have Cao Cao seize territory for me, I suppose.
Hurry!
Since the battle here has turned weird, I'm just going to
Destroy them!
send Cao Cao to seize the to capture the
Show no mercy!
capture point.
The men have no ammunition! Draw your weapons!
Oh, very bizarre though, I have to say.
Spearmen, stand ready!
Stand ready.
The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Double time! Run!
Attend!
Prepare! Swords! Make ready! Attack!
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
Damn you! Get back here and fight!
That seems inadvisable, so I will decline!
Suddenly they all ran away.
We have captured their tower.
Double time!
All of a sudden they started breaking.
Ready! Move out quickly! Charge! Enduring as the earth! Ready! Whoop whoop! Kill them! Do not relent! Run! Destroy them! One step closer to victory! Spearmen, attend! Move out quickly! Show no mercy! To attention!
Okay, whatever. Well, it took a while, but victory is mine. Ran into a few bugs in this fight, and it is a close victory, but it is a victory. Alright. And that battle took a while. 14 minutes to win. Wow. Nonetheless, with this victory, this faction has been eliminated.
Our victory is proof of heaven's approval.
I guess a tough fight like this against Tao Ying is a good way to finish off a faction, right?
We will bring
And with
righteousness
this,
to this
I have avenged my father. So Taoying has been destroyed. And I now have a new quest where I have to capture Luoyang. So, through cunning, the capital is saved and legitimacy secured. It should be the primary concern of all to rescue the emperor from the clutches of tyranny. Yet in securing the imperial seat, one can expect such proximity to power to benefit them greatly. Okay, so that's an optional challenge. These challenges are not required for victory, but provide a test to those who seek to follow the footsteps of history. Alright, so there we go. And there's also a Han territory to capture here. A fishing port. Which I actually want, because it gives food production, right? Fishing ports? Makes sense. So it's the other, I guess, part of Donghoi. So if I capture it, I'll have full control of this commandery. The problem is, if I send my armies there, my western front is going to be in serious danger. So we'll see. I have to think about it. So here we go. Two new characters for recruitment. They're both red type class characters. All of these guys are so old. Well, I suppose 36 isn't old, but I don't really want to recruit these guys as a result. They just don't have very good, special abilities looking at these. For example, red class characters should get stats that are increasing their red damage, right? But instead, this guy has more expertise, which is a very weird combo. So we'll leave him. On the plus side, these battles have increased the amount of gold that I have on hand. So
Remain honest.
There is that advantage. Wow, what is this? 100% income from commerce, right? More income from commerce and trade, more commerce income, and this one gives additional experience. And it unlocks reforms, but I think I can safely demolish this. Right? While it unlocks a reform, that's not my priority right now. So I'll destroy it for now. And replace it with something else.
Sprout ever upwards to heaven.
And instead of then in that case, I'm going to assign Cao Ren to Donghoi, because that way he can help with the construction here next turn.
How fair the people.
Alright, other than that, Xiao Ho Dun has leveled up. And I can choose between this, additional armor for all spear infantry, or this. 50% reinforcement range and whatever. I think the main thing is to get access to this, where you get more resolve and more chance of capturing enemy officers, right? Guerrilla deployment is also nice. So I think I'm going to go up the top path. Even though I like this 10% armor for spear infantry, I think it's more important to get these technologies first. So there we go. Let's choose consideration. So there we go.
Bring news of what occurred in my absence.
In the meantime, though, I feel like I desperately need to raise forces. We'll see. Well, that's it for this turn. So let's end my turn and see what happens with regards to the armies that are marching around my territories. Yeah. So one army sieges me. The other army is, yes, marching towards my farmland. I have no choice. I don't think I have any time to seize this. Unfortunately. So I am going to have to send... Oh, Yuan Shao formed a coalition with Liu Dai. And Liu Bao joined the coalition of Liu Dai. And then Liu Bao requested Yuan Shao to join their war. Which is against me, right? Yeah. Crap! And then Liu Dai is joining the war against Huang Shao. Okay, that's fine. But wow. So now I'm also at war with Yuan Shao. Oh man! This is just turning into a nightmare, isn't it? Alright, so I'm on the verge of losing my livestock farm. And yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get any chance to seize this fishing port. Because if I send my army there, it'll take 1 turn or 2 turns to march over there, then 3-4 turns to march back, and then like 5 or 6 turns before I can start reconquering my territories. It's just too long. So let's march.
Towards peace.
Going to have to start marching now to recapture my territories.
Impossible.
And over here, it's basically equal forces, so I'm going to attack.
In the name of China!
Let's start the battle.
Let us strike now, whilst the iron still seethes.
Your prattle brings disharmony. Cease and fight!
Oh, and this army is actually led by Liu Bao. So hopefully I can kill him off in this fight. That would probably help quite a bit. Here we go. I need to wait for my reinforcements, and my reinforcements come from this direction. So let's set up back here for now. He will lead his cavalry. I'll have my infantry set as squad 1. Right. Cavalry will be squad 2, and then the archers will be squad 3. So there we go. And I'm waiting for reinforcements.
Our reinforcements are on the field!
So let's pull back for now, while my reinforcements come forward. Actually, I don't need to pull back. Let's just place them right here. Quite a significant number though. So let's group them up. Infantry, so that's good. Spear, more infantry. So that gives me a decent battle line, just like that. Let's have them make a formation and then stretch them out. Grab all my cavalry. And grab all these new archers. Let's hold down the spacebar and take a look.
Take heed, warriors! Move out quickly! Double time! Standard group!
There we go. And let's speed things up. Alright, let's begin marching towards the enemy now.
Make haste!
Or rather, get into formation first.
Go, go!
So even regular archers, like these guys, have more range than archer militia, I think. Okay. Yeah. This is a regular archer range, and then the militia archer is a bit shorter. Yeah. Okay. So interesting to note. But crossbows definitely have more range. So let's select everyone now, hold down the Alt key, and drag them forward.
Quick march!
And turn on fast forward so that my army marches forward. Otherwise, it's going to take a very long time for my army to move up. Right. Army is moving up. Let's get them further up then, because I want to bring my archers into arrow range of the enemy. Slowly moving. Right, so right now I'm slowly continuing to move up. Okay, the enemy is nearly in range. They shifted their lines a bit, and they're shifting again. Interesting. So they're making little adjustments as I move, it seems. And I'm in range of their archers, so I'm going to have to move mine up now. So there we go. Combat's started. Infantry line
not good enough.
is going to move into theirs.
Do not waste your breath. You will need it.
Move out quickly.
Can I duel them? Wait. Why not? No, their leader is a sentinel. My leader is Vanguard. So I guess I will choose not to duel.
Cavalry, to attention. Move out quickly. Raise spears. Unleash fury. Faster. Take heed, warriors. Yes. Please. Rider. Charge. Sword sharpened. Run. Show no mercy. Make ready.
Cavalry on the flanks, moving up.
Go on. Keep up. I know you can do it.
Amazing that you can both talk and battle.
Run! Run! Move! Move! At the ready! Do not be late! Fight! Ready! Hurry! Move! To attention! To battle! Kill them! How many have you killed? Not enough, I think.
Is that your best? Come on, try harder!
Steel yourself! The enemy warriors are running! Ah!
Alright. So my archer has gotten into their flanks and they should be getting crushed by now.
Spears to hand! Cavalry! Mount up! Strike! Jeeping! March at the double! Attend! Charge! Cavalry! To attention! Cavalry! The men are out of ammunition! Move! 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 Fight! Ready! Cavalry! Attend! Horsemen! To attention! Prepare! Horses, stand ready!
Alright.
Look the enemy run! Craven! I must prevail! Cavalry! Horses! Show no mercy! Attack! Ready to ride? Destroy them! Cavalry! Mount up! Foreman, stand ready! Reveal yourselves! Archers, prepare!
Send these infantry into combat as well, I think.
Our men are running! The spineless coward!
Ready! Make ready! Pose! Keeping! Cavalrymen! Unleash fury! Do not relent! To battle! Spears!
The enemy general falls! Ha!
Ready to ride? Kill them! Move out quickly! Move! March at the double! Show no mercy! At the ready! Take heed, warriors! Run! Run! Yongxi! To battle! Cavalry! To attention! Do not relent! Stand ready! All men! Strike! Prepare! Go, go, go! Faster!
Our men are running! The spineless coward!
Uh-oh. Unexpectedly, my army is routing.
Attack! Attack!
So everything is gonna come down to this duel, isn't it?
Steel yourselves!
Our warriors run! Craven dogs!
Take heed, warriors! Arrows! Archers ready! Make ready! To attention! Horses, stand ready! Horsemen, cavalry! Pose!
Our men flee the battlefield!
Cavalry, mount up! Run! Double time! Ready, bows! Ready! Try that! Cavalry, stand ready! Group disbanded! Cavalry, ascend! Hurry, move! Horses! Go, go, go! Stop and ready! Kill them! Faster! Time has come! Double time! Yes! Ready!
Our men flee the battlefield!
Order corps! Stand ready!
Meanwhile, this duel is ridiculously close. Both leaders are nearly dead. But I think I'll win. That's why I'm letting the duel continue. Come
Our men
on!
flee the battlefield!
This is not going as planned. I should fall back.
Here we go.
The enemy general fall. Ha!
I did win the duel. Barely, but I won. And with that, I lost the battle. So I lost the battle, but I killed off both enemy leaders.
A defeat, but not the end. Retreat!
Very interesting, right? Both enemy leaders are wounded.
To arms! We are burnt out. Our fire has abated. No.
No mercy.
So it's enough for me to consider attacking them. Once more. I think I will. So, because even though I lost that battle, they now have no leaders. So it's just soldiers against soldiers, pretty much. So here we go. Second battle. And this time all my archers will have arrows again, right? So here we go.
To attention.
Reform the battle line to start.
Swordsmen. Sword sharpened. Ready. Cavalry, attend. Horses, stand ready. Archers ready. Mounted soldiers. Make haste. Faster.
Speed things up because I have no idea where the oh, hold on. Enemy just appeared.
Treachery. Hidden enemies. Ready to ride. March quickly. Double time. Attend, swordsmen. Now. The time has come. Cavalry, stand ready. Steel yourselves.
Focus my arrows on the 3 militia who have no shields. The other infantry all have shields, so let's try to pick them off.
Archers! Cavalry, to attention! Bowmen! Release missiles! Loose! Blades! Move, move! Locked and ready! Spearmen, stand ready! Spears to hand! Strike! Charge! Unleash fury! Spears! Fight! Archers, prepare! The enemy run! Craven, run! March at the double! Double time! Move! Raise spears! Run! Run! Bows! Bowmen, stand ready! Ready, bows! Go, go, go! Faster! The enemy unit flees! What cowards! Horses! Horsemen! Kill them!
This is good.
Arrows!
Why don't I have these guys go into
Show
melee
no
range?
mercy! To attention, archers! Archers, attend! Attack! Bowmen! Do not relent! At the ready! Ready! Spears ready! To battle! Make ready! Arrows! Our warriors run! Craven dogs! Bows! Shoot! Archers attend! Attend! Spearmen! Ready bows! Archers, prepare! Move out quickly! Our men are running! The spineless coward! Bowmen!
Okay, so I'm going to have to withdraw again. I just can't win this fight. Wow.
To attention, archers! Prepare! Archers ready! Locked and ready! Bowmen, stand ready! Take heed, warriors! We are being pushed back!
In the end, they win the fight again! Oh man! This is getting rough. Just my men keep routing.
Draw the many together
So,
as a whole.
I guess with this, it's the... I'm gonna end this video here, you know? So I have a captured officer who joined me. Interesting.
Pure folly.
Okay. Alright. So I'm going to... This is going to be my last turn for this specific video. Let's see. First, let's build something here, right? And I think the best option is more income of some kind. Income from commerce, income from commerce, income from commerce. Is there any building that increases commerce income? This is peasantry income. This is public order. And that's income from industry. Well, for now, I guess I'll just build a grain storage to increase the reserves, I think. That would help me for some time, it looks like. And this building can be upgraded for more public order and reserve capacity. So that will be fine for now. We'll leave it like that. And what I'm really desperate for right now is, frankly, more military leaders. Maybe I can actually Can I muster Ma Ting now? Because I feel like if I could, he could really help me right now. But the problem is, if I muster another leader, I have no income to support him. So kind of stuck right now. For now, we'll leave it as is. I can't really afford another leader. That is the big problem right now. Well, oh, I got this Wu Yu guy. Interesting. Let's take a look at his details. So that was the captured leader thing that was popping up earlier. For now, let's have him increase my income. So I'm not going to make him a military leader. I'm just going to assign him to increase my income. In the Chen Commandery. There we go. And I might as well start upgrading to a regular size city, because that would increase my building slots by another one, by add an extra building. So let's do that. Then with this, I'm pretty much done for this turn. Alright, so war on my western front. While I have secured the eastern side, the west is in serious trouble right now. I have my armies marching towards the west, but in the meantime I have lost territories. And while this fight took a very long time, it was basically indecisive. I wasn't able to actually crush them, even though both enemies are wounded.
Order will spread throughout.
So, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. On that note, Nitro out.